Now to Sarah Palin. They don't like her. They don't like her hair. They don't like what comes out of her mouth. They don't like where she comes from. Caribou Barbie is one nutty puppy, says Maureen Dowd in this morning's New York Times. The media, fair or vindictive? Fox News contributor Liz Trotta joins us now. Liz, it is a frenzy-thon on Sarah out there this morning.
Yes, and just when we thought that nothing would break through the wall of Michael Jackson coverage, along came more comments from still one other talky governor, Mark Sanford, and couldn't resist telling the world about his soulmate, i.e. mistress. And then we have Sarah Palin in this, really, the sheer weirdness of this news conference caught everybody's attention. But, you know, it's very easy to say that the liberal media is caving in on her, and yes, they are. But she has given them a lot of raw meat. The woman is inarticulate, undereducated, and I pose this question. What do you think William F. Buckley would have thought about her as the standard bearer for the Conservative Party? I think a lot of this criticism is well-deserved. Unmentioned in all of this is Max Blumenthal's piece in The Nation and also the Daily Beast about with a real reason for her doing this. And there is talk, of course, of the investigation by federal authorities of contracts that she and her husband, or she as governor, let out involving her house and various other things. Now, these are only at the stage where we're hearing about this, but it does sort of fit in the missing piece in this mystery as to why she resigns in the middle of the 4th of July weekend.
Well, this Palin people are saying, you know, there's nothing to any of that, and she's criticizing the media. She has a tweet this morning saying critics are spinning, so hang in there, as they feed false information about or on the right decision. I mean, she really pushes the buttons for these people.
Well, she does, but, you know, she asked for it herself, doesn't she? I mean, this is one of the rare cases where I think all the liberal stylists like Maureen Dowd and Gail Collins and the rest of them really have a case. I mean, she just begs for adjectives like flaky and wacky.
Well, they're even going further than that. I mean, they basically are insinuating mental illness when, you know, Maureen Dowd writes about Crazy Town and her being nutty. I mean, are they going over the line?
It was a well-written, funny piece. And, you know, there's one other element here, and I think most writers are afraid to bring it up. They sort of skirt the idea that this is a woman who has used her good looks and her gender to really get ahead in the political world. That's something that, of course, the men don't want to admit, and certainly not the women. So what are we talking about here? We're not talking about a great statesman of profound experience whose banner is integrity. We're talking about somebody who was right from the get-go has been a flashy person who gets into a lot of trouble and really has no credentials for any job.
Well, that could be said, you know, no matter who you are, of some politicians who don't have a lot of experience and then get suddenly thrust into the national spotlight.
Well, I think a lot of Republicans are not going to agree with you. Now, maybe the far right will. But it's still a problem as to what the mainstream Republican Party is in deep trouble, and not just because of people like Mark Sanford and Sarah Palin. So is she the answer? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is what you ascribe to her can be ascribed to some other people, no matter what your gender or who you are. I mean, in terms of your experience, in terms of what you say. Look at all these Republicans who've fallen by the wayside just the last few weeks.
Well, yes, you know, I want to say one other thing before we leave, and that is that this whole thing was really set up quite nicely by the piece in Vanity Fair that said it came from Wasilla, meaning Sarah Palin.
On that note, we've got to go. Fascinating as always. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.